Webheads, comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. I'm your host, Mike Spider Slayer. Guys, today I'm going to bring you a fun video, and it has to do with 8 Billion Genies issue 2. Now, a couple of weeks ago, this book was supposed to come out. In fact, shops got them, but there was a printing error and shops were told to destroy all the copies that they had, do not sell them, and that they will re-release new copies 2 weeks, which is this current comic book week. So most shops did it. Other shops just decided, hey, why not sell it anyway? In fact, I was in Georgia. They didn't get rid of their comics, and I wound up picking up copies of it. So this week came along, we got the new copies of 8 Billion Genies issue 2. I want to know in the comments below right from the start. Can you tell which one is which? Do you notice a difference based off of the cover right from the start? Well, we're going to go over this page by page, and we're going to see, was it really worth it for them to destroy all those copies or shops to destroy all those comic books? I don't know. You'll be the judge of it. And does it make this particular issue 2, the one with the error, more valuable because less shops had it and there's less copies of that particular book? And being that 8 Billion Genies just got picked up from Amazon, does that make that book even more rare than maybe even issue 1? I guess time will tell, but let's go on the overhead view and let's see if we can truly make a difference between these two issues of issue 2. Okay, so here we go. The original issue 2 that came out about 2 weeks ago is the one that's darker, and the one on the right hand side is the one that came out this comic book week, and you can see here the cover on the top is lighter. So that you notice right from the start. Is this worth destroying all these comic books? Well, let's check it out. So far, based off of the front cover, I say no. So we're going to open up these books. We're going to do a side-by-side by some of these pages. And right from the start here, we get to see the opening pages. Okay? Any darker here? Any lighter? Maybe it's a little bit darker on this side, but it wouldn't deter me from buying this book or to sit there and say, wow, this book is too hard to read. You know, what would deter me from reading this comic book would be the dialogue, right? If it was too dark, that would deter me from reading, or if I couldn't make out any of the images, right? All right, so let's go forward. Let's check out. Let's flip out through this page right here. Okay, we'll put it side by side with page 1 here. All right, so here we go. Notice anything? The only thing I notice, if I have to really look for it, is the ceiling on top of this room right here. It's darker compared to this page right here. You can see that it's darker right there. But again, the dialogue bubbles are fine. The dialogue itself is fine. There's nothing there. Here we get to see this image right here compared to this image right here. That absolutely looks pretty good. All right, so we're gonna go through more of these pages here. All right, let's check out this mechanical dinosaur right here. So we go into the next page here and we compare these two. Okay, this is darker, that is lighter. I actually almost prefer this darkness over that lightness. It's almost too light. Here we go to a page where it might be a little bit dark. I don't know. Doesn't make too much of a difference to me. I mean, I'm looking at it and it almost looks the same. This is a little bit lighter, as you can tell, but nothing affects the word bubbles. And that would deter me from saying, okay, we need to destroy these comic books and remake them. All right, let's check it out here. Let's flip through the next page. Here's a pretty big difference, but again, it's not going to deter me. We can see here in this page right here, this is darker in the background than in this one right here, where this one is a little bit lighter. Here, the character actually kind of blends into the background, makes it a little bit dark, where he pops a little bit more. So I can understand, you know, the issue there. But when it comes to all the other characters, they look fine. When you look to the wise man right here, right? He's here and then he's here. The skin tone of him is a little bit darker than, say, on this page right here. Okay? All right, let's move forward. I'm going to look for a page that's going to deter me from my reading experience from this book, right? All right, so we go to this page right here. That one's darker than this one. But again, it's not all that noticeable. Here we get to see the dark floor, and you get to see more of the floor back here. The genie looks the same. I don't see any coloring issues. Here with this character here, we get to see maybe this one's a little bit darker than that one, but not a noticeable difference. Okay, let's flip it here. Let's flip it there. Okay, let's see anything different. Little darker here in the office. Characters, no difference at all. Right? Let's check out more. Let's go into this box here. Darker background boxes than this one and this one. Okay? And the characters here on the bottom, a little bit darker than this one. All right. Oh, we're going to get into more rainbow effects here. Okay, here's a big page. We have the old wise man that makes that all-important wish in the bar. And we get to see our character here. He's much darker, right? He blends into the background more. This is a little bit lighter in the background. You can make out the character's face in the background. Here we get to see like this rainbow stuff going on in here. We get to see this. It's just more... The actual coloring in these copies are better. That's my opinion. All right, let's flip through. Let's continue. All right, here's a difference in here. Here and here, nothing. I mean, so minuscule. And then we get to see this page right here. Again, the colors, to me, in the original copy, pops more than this one. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. You guys let me know in the comments below. Like, look at that one. Okay. We're going here and here. All right. Here's our characters hugging. Right? Nothing is bad to the point where it's like, oh man, this is really, really bad. Like here, we get to see the character blends into the background too much. That I can understand. We can see the character's hair. She blends into that background there, right? And then here, you can see more of the outline in a light shade, all right? And there we get this mech guy, right? He was a guy that was in the bar that's trying to find, I don't know, was it his son or something? I don't remember. And he transformed. That was his wish to get to the location. Here's another page right here. This is going to be a very good page to compare. So we get to see this light. Okay. Again, there is not that much of a difference at all to where you can compare these. This is a little bit darker than this one. Maybe other copies were worse than others. I don't know. But this is it. And then here is your last page right here. And we get to see the rainbow is a little bit lighter here than this one. The character's a little bit darker than this character here. This character's a little darker than this character here. And this is a little bit lighter and that's darker. And that's it. There is your comparison. The biggest comparison for me was basically on the covers of where I could, you know, find a huge difference. All right, so the outcome is, I don't think you really need to destroy those original copies to begin with. When you open up the books, there's nothing there that's interfering with the reading experience. The word bubbles were fine, the dialogue was fine, the lettering was fine, the characters looked fine. There was nothing there. It was like a shade maybe too dark in certain instances, but it never affected the reading experience. So for them to destroy those copies or make comic shops destroy those books, I think it was definitely unnecessary. Now, Whether this book becomes worth money because there's less copies of the original issue 2, the darker version, is still yet to be determined. In fact, if you were to send this to CGC, how would they know that this was the darker version or the lighter version to begin with? Because of these two covers, they look exactly the same, right? Unless they have the original version and the darker version. Maybe it's a UPC code, I don't know how they would know that, but little to say. If it's worth something more in the future, I guess that's just a plus. I just had fun making this video. It was a request from one of my viewers out there, and I thought it was fun. So guys, as always, if you love the content, I'll leave you more content right here to click on. In fact, this is my new comic book day haul where you get to see all the comics I picked up that day. And of course, guys, as always, keep buying, keep collecting, but most importantly, always read your comics. Guys, I'll see you real soon. Thank you so much. Bye.